I press this button.
That's gonna get something there.
Good morning. Welcome to Rookery Radio, Real College Radio. I'm your host, Denzel Soul. And welcome to the Denzel Soul Show. Today, I have a very, very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hello everyone, my name is Travis Heeter from Bayonne, Ohio. I am a very proud and aspiring musician and writer. I have an album coming out on November 17th of 2017. It's called Esotericism. I have 4 EPs under my name, and my second album came out on August 9th of this year.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Now, I got a couple questions for you, but this first one's gonna be a basic one. What made you want to start doing music?
Well, what made me really start doing music, it's kind of like a funny story, because like it wasn't initially my childhood dream back then, because my childhood dream was basically becoming a doctor, but I am so glad that all changed. We'll get to that in a second. It all started out with basically pulling out my old danky black Yamaha keyboard, and I just started screwing around with it. And when I started playing with it, I started like creating my own melodies. And when I started doing even more, I was like, you know what? Forget being a doctor. I want to do this for the rest of my life. But because I had childhood dreams of becoming a doctor, I have a good slew of amount of knowledge of health and wellness, and I do have a fair knowledge of astrology too.
Ooh, astrology. I love that. I love big words. I love big words. Even though I might not know what they mean, but I love how it sounded.
It's always good when it sounds good, you know.
So, tell us about your first album.
Well, it's not like an album like the album that's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I worked in collaboration with a female vocalist. Her name was Tina Epperly, and if you're listening to this, Tina, right now, I am very proud of you for working on this album with me, and you did a really good job. And it was all recorded in a recording studio called Nexus Sound Studio in Warren, Ohio.
Oh, that's nearby. Oh,
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the recording engineers is actually one of the band members from the Youngstown group called Metal Mafia, which is one of my favorite bands from the city, and he did a heck of a job with this album, so I'm very proud of them both. And when I got done with the album, I was so relieved that it was all done. I mean, Personal Hijinks was a trial run, which was my EP back in 2015. But with Esotericism, it's more involved. And with Esotericism, basically the main theme is like talking about like the blights of religion. Like there's like with religion itself. Like I used to be big on religion. Like please note that I have nothing against religion, but to me, like, religion is, like, basically the same thing, because if you think about it, there's over 4,200 religions that are known to mankind to this day. Because with Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, Jainism, Buddhism, I'm not sure if I said Buddhism twice, but to me, they have, like, the same concept. They have different deities and ideologies, but they all have the same concept to me. But with each of my releases that I do, I usually let the audience decide and interpret what their meaning is behind each song. Because with each song, I have a blend of like multiple genres all in one. So there's like a little bit for everyone. But because I never really know what I could get myself into with each song, because like I could do like a funk rap mix on one song, then I could do like a country metal song. I'm riding my Yeah, you get the point.
So, I know that you've done a live performance before, and I'm talking about like big, like
Yes.
in Cleveland.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
I did. I actually played in Cleveland thrice in my life, 3 times. Back in 2015, I played at the Rock Bar, which is down by the Flats in Cleveland. Then in 2016, that's where it started to get really serious. I played at the House of Blues twice, June 2016.
Oh, so now you played at the House of Blues?
Yes, June of 2016 and September of 2016. I'm actually showbound tomorrow as of today. But yeah, when I was playing at the House of Blues, this is at the Carnegie Room. What I didn't realize at the point, like, I was playing to like a really big band at the time, Pierce the Veil. Like, when I realized that, I was like, man, I'm playing next to a popular band right now, and the judges for those events were actually juggernauts in the entertainment industry too, in my opinion. They were Warner Brothers in June of 2016.
Whoa.
And then in September of 2016, it was Universal. So mentally, I was sweating like really hard, but at the same time, I was like, this is so awesome. I'm like, but yeah, like, if I were to like go into Universal or something like that, because I'm actually thinking of, I'm actually looking into getting into like the film industry too. Like, I'm not like putting myself like into exclusivity to music and film,
Right.
but like other entertainments like video games and whatnot. But I have a long way to go before I get into any of that, because I'm taking one step at a time. Like Vin Diesel always says in Fast and Furious, I live my life a quarter mile at a time. So yeah, don't want to rush into it.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. That's what everyone's supposed to do when it comes to goals. Can't rush things. You just got to go with the flow sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, not don't sit back and like do nothing.
Yeah.
But you just got to,
I'm just gonna let this just flow, just not do anything. I was like, guys, I need to get out there and do something. You know, I mean, like, sometimes I just lose multiple hours of sleep for good reason, because I do music and writing. Like, sometimes I stay up until 3 to 6 a.m. in the morning at the very least.
Holy cow!
7 if I'm really pushing it. So, yeah, like, it is good, like, getting into music and stuff like that, but, like, very recently, it's just, like, life has been, like, passing me by recently, and to be honest, it kind of sucks, because, like, once you're getting yourself out there, a lot of musicians and people in entertainment tend to forget about their friends and family, and,
exactly.
And, that's why I don't really like getting into, like, the mainstream part, because to me it's all wish-washy in my opinion. And because, like, once you're like out, like if you're like really up there, like in the mainstream, like the big dogs are, sometimes like pride could get to you. Pride and ego could get to you, and those are two of the worst, I guess I could say, like, quote unquote serial killers in like the human psyche. Because once you let those get through your head, and if you push all of them away, you won't. Once you realize you don't have those elements in your life anymore, it's like one of the worst feelings in the world. So I'm starting to get a hint of that myself, and like I'm one of those. I don't want to be one of those people that like tends to forget about their friends and family. That's pretty much all I'm saying.
Right.
So, you got to remember where you came from.
Exactly, and
Vienna is a small town. It's like right across the Youngstown Warren Regional Airport, which is probably about 20 to 30 minutes from Youngstown State University. Small town, very, very short population, between 1,000 and 1,500. So yeah, it's a small town. Pretty much everyone knows everyone there.
Sound like my city, man. Like
Preach.
You go to Warren, Heck, some people know me, and it's like, oh hey, did we meet before?
Yeah.
Oh, you know me, but I don't know you. But what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, sometimes when I go to the gas stations in my town, and they're like, "You look really familiar." I talked to you from one time. I'm like, "You do look familiar. You do look familiar."
But one of my favorite songs, and I still got the song. I just forgot to bring it with me to let everyone else listen to it. But I'll remember to do that next time. Like after you get done with your other performance, hopefully we can do another interview and you can just tell me about that experience.
Oh, for sure.
But
I'll tell you about that experience.
the game, I love the game when you performed it for my TV1 class. I loved it. So let's talk about that. What made you tell it the game?
Well, when I started out doing personal hijinks, like I said, it was just a trial run. But like I usually try to put a meaning into it because with the lyricism behind each and every one of my songs, I always try to use context clues, like those fifth grade assignments where they make you remember what those like complicated words mean at the time. kind of a silly analogy, but yeah, what made I guess what made me write the game was that looking back on it was it basically there's people that try to be like other people, like everyone's like we are all the same, like that one line that just I remember that that's basically you just gotta like be yourself, and like you have to be yourself, like do you like I remember what the interviewer said to me a couple years ago back in my interview of 2015, from what you just said. You can't conform to standards, and I agree with that 100%, because it'd be awesome if everyone was just like Bugs Bunny or Woody Woodpecker, and be like, but it'd just be boring, you know.
Yeah, that would be boring if everyone was the same person.
Yeah, because with my music, like I take music and entertainment very seriously, and this is one of my major goals with music and entertainment. My goal is to spread and raise awareness about the more disturbing, controversial, and serious happenings that go on around us, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the world, and then most people don't realize it.
Exactly.
Like if there's something that's like really disturbing, like I do my research and look into it. I mean, like I'm basically one of those people that that does the dirty work for people. That way, people don't have to go through it like I do, because it's black and white. There's no gray. I mean, there's no gray shade when it comes to finding out the truth behind something. Because if it's right there in front of you, or if it's hidden but it's still right there in front of you, it's right there. There's no gray shade there. It's just black and white, plain and simple.
That's a good analogy to follow by, man. That's the kind of person I am. This is like my own opinion. This is not, Rookery Radio's opinion. Mm-hmm. This is just my opinion to myself. I'm just that kind of gray area guy. I'm not on the one side, I'm not on the other side. I'm just the gray area that sees both right and wrong.
I'm like that. I'm like that too. That's what I'm saying. Like there's, like when it comes to the truth, like there's no gray area when it comes to that. But I get what you're saying. Like I have a neutral standpoint on most things. Like I see both polar sides between what's good and what's bad. So I totally get what you're saying.
I got another question. And this one's on the top of my head. This one I didn't write down. Which I should have wrote down and remembered it, but I just had a crazy week, so
Same here, man.
this is just going to be on the top of my head. Where did you attend school at? Well, I already know the answer, but, just tell the audience.
Well, I went to Matthews High School in Vienna, Ohio, next to the Dollar General down there. That's where I went to school at. And then in my junior year, I went to Trumbull Career and Technical Center, which was definitely one of the best schools I went to by far to this date. Met some really
I agree with you, man.
Met some really good people down there in interactive multimedia, and then with a bunch of other programs. The teachers were awesome. My multimedia instructor, Christopher Duran. If you're seeing this, Christopher Duran, you're the man.
He's probably is watching this right. Well, I can't say right now because it doesn't look like he's watching it right now. But
like I'm saying, if he is, he knows who I am. So
yeah,
he's the man.
Yes, he is the man with the plan. That's what I always say.
I like people with a plan.
Me too, man. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to go on break. But when we come back, we are going to ask Mr. Travis some more questions. Stay tuned with the music. The next song coming up is... Ooh, I love this song. Miss Independent Remix. This is Rookery Radio, Real College Radio, and we will be back.